My name is Lisa Friesen. I'm the director of the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning at Southwestern Oklahoma State University. We're located in the western part of Oklahoma. We're a regional university. I was introduced to YuJa through a colleague of mine at another regional university in Oklahoma. They were changing their LMS systems and had reached out looking for an accessibility application that they could add to their LMS. And we went through, they did a demo for me. And then it made a lot of sense. At the time that we did the demo, I was with another accessibility tool that was very expensive. I did not feel like that it was serving all the needs that we needed to have served. And also, I did not feel like their tech support was where it needed to be. So I was glad to meet with the YuJa representatives. There was a couple of reasons why we were changing from the tool. One was that it was the academic or the technical support. It was part of another LMS package that we had had in the past. And then that was the only tool that I knew of when we decided to pursue accessibility, adding an accessibility application. And then after that, the year that we had it went up substantially in price. And so it became no longer feasible for us to continue. I mean, we knew we needed to keep the accessibility application there, but we started looking around because we could not afford it. With the previous app, if you used that LMS that it was tied into, it was substantially cheaper. But if you did not use that LMS, even though they worked with the other ones, it became so much more expensive. We started doing the pilot with Panorama and YuJa. I was just like, okay, we've got to get an answer. And then I'll be honest with you, I was very pleasantly surprised how much better I felt like the company as a whole was working with me. The previous application that we used, users had to click and open the file to see the alternative format that were available. YuJa's not like that. Panorama's not like that. You have the icon right there in the LMS. You don't have to open the file at all. You can bring up all the different formats and you can choose. That's big for me because I feel like anytime we can save some clicks for people, our users, we can also help with training because I think it's more intuitive that way. Also, during the pilot, I felt like that they were very attentive to questions that I had. I brought in questions from our different people piloting. I asked questions about, okay, is this just going to happen during the pilot? Are these perks in the pilot or whatever? I thought, okay, we're getting the full package here in the pilot. Is that what we're going to get? And they explained everything to me. Very easy to work with. With faculty, I feel like that, while the icon is displaying in like in our assignments or modules and files, it's not like a flashing neon thing going, you need to fix this, you need to fix it. It's not logging them out of anything. It's not blocking any kind of process, but it's there. And I feel like they can click on it, see the information they need. And I do feel like that the explanation of how you can fix the issue is very easy to follow. And I feel like YuJa does a really good job of giving background information about that and why it's important. As educators, we know that accessibility is important, right? But we've not all had the same type of training in it. So any kind of explanation, description that YuJa gives is really great. It really just drives home why it's important to do that. I feel like, first of all, the installation, the implementation, whatever, was very easy, seamless. When instructors go into the course, and I should say all users, we'll start with instructors. When instructors go into their course, they can go in, you can use a module setup to where you present everything in a chunk. So this is week 1, this is week 2, this is week 3. And so any files that you have in there for students to be able to access, that's where you're going to see the accessibility icon show up, okay? They click on the accessibility icon, gives them some information about what they can do to change the rating, maybe improve the rating. They also have access to the alternate formats as well, which I think is great because they can go ahead and, put a PDF in their class or anything that they want to do. Now for students, they have the option to go in, they click on the accessibility icon, gives them a list of formats. And one of the neatest things about this is that I've heard from students who do not receive accommodations, who like using this tool because it gives them the option, like the PDF. Maybe they have some, they're going to be going home for Christmas and maybe I'm just going to take it in a PDF. That'd be a little bit easier for me. Or they'll listen to it, have it read to them, things like that. Change the color scheme, things like that. So I will say this too, the fact that you can bring it up as a PDF really has helped stop the situation where students will say, I don't know what's going on, my version of Word cannot open this file, or I can't open this file in Google Docs. And so PDF, being able to open a file in PDF, even if it's a PowerPoint, being able to bring that up in a PDF, being able to see the information is really it's a great present for our instructors. They told me they really like that. So that stopped that. I can't access it. Well, go in and try the PDF and see if that will work for you. We've been very, very fortunate that was really solved one of those issues that you see in classes sometimes. I think it is helped open the door to them to explore those different formats that they may not have ever considered using. For students who receive accommodations, they are versed, I feel like, in the formats that help them the most achieve their educational goals, but they may not be well versed in all of them. And if you do not receive accommodations, you may not really know about them. This helps me kind of get past that hurdle. And, maybe they've been struggling for a while and they just didn't want to talk about the struggle, or really they may not realize how much they have been struggling, because sometimes it's hard to reach out and ask these questions. And so I feel like that with those formats there, it also allows them to fix their files or work on their accessibility in really a way that they learn at the same time. I think it's intuitive enough that people will just use it and not have to ask a lot of questions. And so that's like a key for training, if you make it so intuitive that people can use it. But there's still going to be some questions, but it's not like you have to jump through hoops to figure it out. And we worked with applications like that. That's not intuitive at all, but we have to have them. So this is a nice breath of fresh air. It's intuitive. I believe it's been an educational process for us all, for faculty, staff, and students. It's been a very beneficial process. And like I said, it's a breath of fresh air because I don't find it difficult to use. And I find that the resolutions to the issues you're having with the files are really explain it well enough that you're like, okay, yes, that's right. This is why I need to make this change. Absolutely. I think it's a no-brainer for me. I started my position in 2019. I immediately started looking because, like I said, I was on the committee for accessibility. I had been to trainings, and I knew that is something that we needed. And our administration was very supportive of it, and they knew too. And so they allowed me to go out and look. At the time that I started looking at things, I didn't feel like there was a lot of choices out there. But when I came to YuJa, I just felt like this is exactly what is needed. I feel like that it has everything that you need, but not things you don't need. And that's what I like. I don't feel like I'm being upselled all the time. I don't feel like that at all. I feel like that it is a good tool. The technical support is very attentive, and that if I did have questions or if I did have a suggestion about anything, which by the way, I'm not going to suggest much because I don't have that kind of knowledge, but I will say if I have questions about anything or a suggestion, they are very attentive, and I love that.